Okay, so that glitch in the spelling piano app that I just showed you a minute ago in the last video, I'll get that sorted as soon as possible. So the first few weeks of Reading Ready Brains, you must use this. This is your phase 1 Bible, the monster routine, which of course is so important. So they have the speech sound monsters at per itten and the first 6 sound pics. So they've all got that monster strip that they have. Okay, so this is absolutely vital that when you say the word, that they learn these visual prompts really quickly. So if you say tap, where is it? Then they find it. So you're checking their oral language first. Do they know that is a tap? They might not know that's a tap. Like that is a little boy called Nat. Well, they're never going to know that that's a little boy called Nat. So you have to teach them what the word is, the single word is. So when you say tip, they know that that is the word, that is the visual prompt. That's the prompt that gets them to think of the word tip, so that we can then read and spell the word tip and work with those 3 sounds. And with the graphemes for those 3 sounds and the speech sound monsters. And although the speech sound monsters, ironically, are much more important as we move forward, so they can explore grapheme to phoneme correspondences that are not in phonics. So anyway, so phase 1, they're learning these visual prompts because they will be able to correctly form, write them, read them, whatever these words using these 6 speech sounds. But this one is the absolute #1 resource. All the children have this because they can do it both ways. If they don't know that's Nat, they can either follow the monster sounds to say the word with their duck hands, at, Nat. Now, if they haven't got the phonemic awareness or they can't remember the monsters, let's just see if they can't remember the monsters. Let me just get my spelling piano app. Okay, so spelling piano app, go to monsters. So let's say they couldn't remember what those monsters were. So they might know that's the word pan, but they can't hear the sounds because they've got poor phonemic awareness. So they can see the monsters that are telling us the sounds. That's why the monsters are there. The monsters are telling us the sounds. So they don't have to know the visual prompt. They don't have to know the graphemes. They just learn the monster sounds, which they learn them really, really quickly because it's meaningful to them, because sounds are meaningful. They understand the concept of monsters saying sounds because they, just like a dog says woof, a cat says meow, whatever, they understand the concept. So everything is from what they know. So what we're doing is putting together the skills needed and overcoming the phonemic awareness issues. So if they can't remember what's that, so they know that's the word pan, but they don't know what the sounds are, then they can go and they can play. So they can play them and they can hear the sounds p, pan. But because they know that's the word pan, they've heard those sounds because they can play it even if you're not there. All of this brings it all together. This is why you're phase 1 and using all of these activities. If you did all these activities in the phase 1 handbook, you will have no children who are struggling with phonemic awareness, and no child that doesn't have a brain that is wired to be able to read and spell. And it also means in the first 3 weeks of prep, of reception, you are identifying the children who possibly could be dyslexic.